Sharman can give you a very nice edge.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Man Cave Models. Another week gone, another week's worth of builds. So we're going to continue on with the 50 cal for the turret, and I've decided I'm going to put the searchlight on there. You do see it on some vehicles, and do you know what? I quite like the idea of having it. So that's what I'm going to do. It may not be right, but I quite fancy the idea, so I'm doing it. I am. You can, yeah. Anyway, so we're going to carry on before I get sidetracked with everything else again. With the 50 cal, which is these parts here. So I've already cut the parts off and cleaned them up. It's nothing too complicated. The only hard part clean up wise, guys, was the ammo belt, because you've got a great big sprue comes down the back of here and just there. So a little bit of a sand, and it's all not too bad. Come on, focus. Why is it not? I don't know. Let's put that down. That's why. There you go. Yeah, so it does do it. You just got to be really gentle. I just cut it off bit by bit with a pair of cutters down to as low as I could, and then sanded it off. So, so yeah. So that's our plan. Obviously, we start off with these two parts, which are these two. And that's quite a simple one. They just go together like that. So we'll glue that, let them go off, and give that a bit of a sand. Let's see if I can get you in the focus a little bit better. Yeah, doesn't seem to. Well, I had a lovely comment of a chap that lives in France, saying that he's been enjoying the videos, but obviously being in France, do you know what? I've just glued this and it's not a really good fit. I don't know if you guys can see the step. I'll turn it that way. There. You see the step? There you go. That's because it's on the pins it gives you. So I might just open them up again, cut the pins off, and just set it without the pins in. That would probably be our easiest bet to clear that one. Yeah, so I'll digress. Yeah, that he's been enjoying the videos, but obviously he doesn't speak any English, so he's not been able to hear the conversations. Might be a good thing for in some cases, but anyway, so I got that message, and I thought, well, I'll look into subtitles, but I've tried with the subtitle thing, and it is, no, I can't get it to work. Every time I do it, it just doesn't seem to work for me. I don't know why. I'm not a computer buff, that's a problem. I could do with a couple small teenagers, you know what, they know everything when it comes to computers. But either way, now if you're watching this video and you've got on your screen, you've got your like, subscribe, settings, pause, all that. If you go to your settings now and you look, you click on it, it will give you, it should give you an option now to watch in any language, or certain languages that they do. It's a new thing they're doing. It's not long started. not something I've managed to do. It's just it's what they're YouTube are now doing. It's a really good idea if you ask me. It saves me trying to do subtitles. You get a dodgy AI voice, mind you, which I hate to say probably sounds better than me. Sorry guys, I'm doing some of this off. I've got to zoom back out for you a little bit because this way. I always do this. And you know what it's like. You work closer to yourself rather than further away. But when you got the camera running, I've got to try and work further away. So yeah, that's still not brilliant. We'll have to just sand it back a little bit. We'll let that bit go off. And obviously you'll need some glue up here because that's supposed to be a loop and it's not. So we can squeeze that together a bit better. That's how it's supposed to be. Ah, look at that. Alright, let that dry and clean that up then. After a little bit of drying time and a little bit of a sand, we've got cleared it up nicely so we can continue on. So that's that bit. It's showing us to do this bit, so we've got to add that little piece, that little piece, the top, and then obviously the sides. So let's add this bit to start, and he goes in here. I'm presuming it go in right there forward. Oop. It's got a little there. I'm presuming it goes here. Doesn't really show you whereabouts it sits, it just tells you it's just there. So let's go for that. It's far forward, so it shouldn't be sat back anyway. Just push them down slightly with a little bit of glue. Add the next part. Sometimes it's safer not to use a pair of tweezers. So I think that's nice. There you go. Nice push in at the top. Little cut out goes to the back. Well, it doesn't want to fit by a long shot. So he's a little bit long. Yeah, a little bit long. I'll just take a little bit of the back of that off. Go. Now that gap, there's a gap there, look. You see it's not quite straight. That's not my sanding, that's actually how the two halves were. That bit. Go on with this bit. Pick up the right part. Quite a simple fit. This is probably another one of these parts that you have to fit and leave for a bit to dry and then sand off. Yeah. Not a nice. So I'll stick a peg on that. Let that go. I'm just not at the handle again. That's 3 times I've done that now. Right, we'll let that dry for a bit. It's one of those jobs, you know, do a bit, let it dry, do another bit, let it dry. So this relatively short video will probably take me 3 times as long as I'm actually you're seeing. So let's just let that go a minute. Right, a little bit of drying time. There's our joint. Let's sand that off a minute. So I was looking on pictures for so with our cupola mount. Looking at the pictures, bloody. Now that's been drying for ages. Don't fit that part, guys, till after you've done this. Yeah, sorry, I was looking. So on the cupola you've got you mount for your 50 there, and then you got this little bit here, and on some photos you've got the locking, it's like a cradle that the 50 sits into. On this kit it doesn't have it. It doesn't show it on the plans, and if you look for photos, some have, some haven't, and the only one that you have is a different type of one that folds. This one here. Actually, that one there folds, goes up, and goes down. Well, this one's not folding, but that one there. I don't know if that's for the earlier version turret, so I'm not quite sure, but otherwise it doesn't actually give you the option for one. So looks like we'll have to go without. I will fix that in a minute, guys. Just no point. I'm just messing around here. Not the best place to get into. It's a sand. Not with this sanding stick anyway. I'm making hard work of it. Right. Once that's gone off properly, we'll probably put a bit of filler in there. It's really not. Sometimes with these things, you catch it once and you know you're going to catch it all the time. So I might have to let that go, and once it's gone, just put a little bit of super glue in there. So that's that part and that part to the cradle. That allows us to add the mount itself, which faces this way, and that one goes in the top hole. So, the long way round, silly me. That says the top hoe. Here's the top hoe. Like that. Alright. And from that, we then flip it over, add this piece here, which is this piece here. So basically that bit just sits in there like that. So we'll add that bit in a minute. So I would have said those pegs sit there. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I don't know, but that's definitely saying these on the outside. But clearly, it's got the main pivot point there, look. Do you know what? I'm not 100% convinced that where we've sat this is right. I'm going to have a quick look a minute. So, quickly looking online at the 50 cal mounts, this piece is supposed to sit up here. After looking at quite a few photos, it definitely does not sit there. It should. Sit. Oh no, I'm going to catch that again. In there. At the other way round. Oh. You know when you do something and you just think it doesn't look right. I can't think the last time I ever saw a 50 cal mounted at the front like that. So, and that goes like that then. Now I've upset the glue, I'll just re-glue it a minute. So, yeah, that's more like it. So anyway, we'll let that start drying. We'll continue on. We'll add the other parts. So this is our shroud for the 50, the barrel. Goes on here. Like so. goes in there. Can only go one way. Pretty straight. Quite a nice 50 cal really is. Apart from a few things missing here and there, it's quite nice because it should have like a lock off, so you can actually, it will lock it off like that for you. That's a mounting plate where it mounts at the front, which is why I questioned it really. Right, so let's move that along to the back. Let's just check it for barrel 4, yeah, straight. So that leads us to the butterfly, which actually doesn't show on the plans to fit, by the way. And that's supposed to tuck up just underneath there. So that tucks up. The extra little slot there's it. That tucks up there. And then this tucks in there. So I don't know whether to fit the butterfly first. I think I'm going to fit this first because I'm pretty certain you can get in there with that still. And there's a bit of a tight fit on here. He says, and then knocks it off. Yeah, so that where that sits in is quite a tight fit. Trying to get it square, that's all. So then we can have some glue to the top of there, where that bit fits. Make sure I haven't lost it, because that would be the normal scenario for me. Get it in the pincer grip, and then just slide him in. Oh. Anything sticking to me tweezers. Wow. Got that wrong, didn't I? See, that's what happens when you put a little bit too much glue in one area. So I put the piece in and it just went whoosh. We'll get there. There you go. Eventually. That leaves ammo can. So I've decided, I was oohing and ahhing whether to put the ammo belt in. not to use it, but to like that's not. There it is. I won't line that. I didn't have it lined up properly, that's all. So I will design. Look at that. Yeah, I will decide what I'm going to do with that, because I shall probably glue it in the angle that I want it, and then I will re-support there out so it sticks out a tad, because at the moment it's just on the move, and that bit there is doing my bouncing today. But so that's our 50 cal. Because I'm planning on having it sat in there that way. Because I have that figure and I'm not sure if I want to use it yet, but so I'm going to plan on going that way with it. So that just leaves our ammo box, and like I say, if I put the ammo in like it goes that way, because that goes to the front, put the ammo in like that, and then add this piece which goes this way, which is like a retainer to stop the rounds falling out. The problem I have is I can't get in to paint the rounds, so I think I shall leave that off till the last, but I reckon you could probably get away with adding that piece to it. Let's do that, let's add that, and it's all one piece. Put that on there. So that's what it will look like. Once it's that's gone off, should be quite nice. Let's just hold on to that a minute. Yeah, so we glue that onto there like that, and then that will go onto there. Then I decided to go with the searchlight, only because while I was looking for that part of the 50 cal where it goes, there's, whether it's what people put on when they've restored these or not, I don't know, but there are some pictures with some in and some out. I haven't got them, so I'm going to go with it. And I still don't know about this bit here. There are some, I found one photo of probably a famous photo where the Sharman's it's in a ditch on its side in water, and it's got this bit, and it's funny enough, that bit what we feel on the back of this turret here, it's got that damage. But it has this hatch with that markings there with no bit, so it looks like they did have them, and they were cut off. Maybe there was a solid welded piece and they cut them off because they're in the way, because you should be able to have a travel lock on this, so you put a pin through and it locks it anyway. So you should have, but it hasn't got it on here. It should be midway, and when that's down so far it should lock off like that. But guys, apart from obviously the little bits that we can't do until we paint, really, we are pretty much ready for paint. Woohoo! That's pretty cool. There's that bit. It's funny. It's got looser as I've done it. This bit. Yeah. So yeah, we are ready for paint. Happy days. Well, guys, I've probably gabbered all the way through this. Anyway, but thanks for watching. Our next video will be painting. Yeah. That's going to be a beast in its own, isn't it? Because it's like, how do you paint an elephant with a inch paintbrush, isn't it? Is that sort of deal. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe, and also welcome to any new subscribers, much appreciated. If you want to comment, and like I was saying, now if you hit that settings button at the bottom of your screen over here somewhere, you can have it in different languages. So yeah, but yeah, for now, have a good week, and we'll see you next week with some paint pots out. Thanks for watching. Cheers.